What up? What up? What up? Just got off of work, man. Long day, but a good day. I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. So one of my partners sent me some new music, right? Sent me all kinds of new music out of Colorado, and it's interesting, bro, because today, day and age of Denver, period, bro. Like it seems like a lot of Denver has just kind of adapted a lot of out of state sounds and things, and a lot of sounds that come from like New York, California, and I could remember when I was growing up how much pride people had about Denver, like the Mile High pride, homie, the Mile High City pride. Like everybody was about the Mile High, homie, and everybody represented Denver with a lot of pride, homie. It made us kind of unique, if you ask me. We had our own identity, and foods just kind of identified with the Denver Metro, and saluted the whole Denver Metro. That's why like the old generation of Denver people were so tight, homie. The neighborhoods, foods that were just out here, music, like it was just a thing to be proud to be from Denver. And over the years, bro, like I don't recognize the Mile High City anymore. I don't recognize like a lot of Denver, bro, because it's not the same stuff that I grew up off of. It's not the same, and it feels like it's just a alienated place now to like so many people that are out here, homie, and they bring their sounds and bring their, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the aspect of politics, and you know, where it's like a lot of that Denver original sound and Denver like natives, seems like a lot of that shit got pushed out, bro. What's up with it, Rodis? What's up with it, Andrew? How you guys doing, man? Alfred, what's good with you, bro? And honestly, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Like it kind of breaks my heart to see how much goods and just a lot of stuff has changed. I mean, you don't. It's there's. I feel like there's no originality out here no more. A lot of the originality has been wiped out by everything else. You know, I remember when I was growing up, homie, fools were so proud to be from their neighborhoods and represent their neighborhoods. Like they had pride in their neighborhoods. If you was from the east side, you was proud. If you was from the north side, you was proud. If you was from the west side, you was proud. South side, Denver shit, homie. Real life Denver shit. And ain't nobody could ever intervene in that. Ain't nobody could ever, come in and ruin the soil. And that was all the 90s and the 80s, bro. Like, a lot of them fools, bro, they were just so proud to be from the Mile High City. I miss the old Denver. And now, all the music, homie, sounds like another state. Everything out here sounds like another state. And to a Denver native that got pride of the Mile High City, I'm like, damn, fool. It's kind of sad, homie, when you think about it. It's kind of sad. That's kind of why I like history out here. And I talk about, the G's and like the original Northsiders and the original Lokes and, a lot of the Denver Metro hoods. That was a beautiful thing because they're all about the town, bro. They were all about the city. They brought the city to you. It didn't matter where they went. They brought, I don't know what happened there, bad reception or something, but it kind of got diluted, homie. It kind of got actually diluted. And, a lot of people started riding the waves of a lot of places, homie. Can y'all still hear me? Y'all there? Um, and to me, like when I look at it, bro, my generation was big on that shit, bro. My generation was so big on representing the mob city. That's what kind of like separated us from a lot of aspect of a lot of things. And we knew at the time, homie, we only have ourselves. We only have us as people. The Mile High City people, the Denver Metro people. It didn't even matter what neighborhood you was from. We had us. I used to be proud, homie, to see another fool with the Denver Skylines tatted on him and see him with the sports logo of Colorado. Like, yeah, homie, you represent the Mile High City. You're my type of people, because they knew the struggle of everything we went through. You know, back then people was down to put in work, and so others know what's good. These youngins nowadays just want to live off others' hard work. Yeah, and then they don't really, that's one thing. That's one thing about, a lot of stuff too, is that it's like, bro, instead of just making a wave and building your own lane, you follow everybody else's wave, bro. You follow everybody else's wave, and then it feels like, to me, people have got so diluted. They're so willing to be like, hey, yeah, we, what I'm saying, we mess with the South. We mess with, like, the dirty South music wise. We mess with the West Coast. We mess with everything with them, because we're not, to me, it feels like some people, they're ashamed to actually represent the city, bro. Mile High City. If you're from here, you should never be ashamed, bro. If you're from the Denver Metro and this is where you were born and raised, you should never feel ashamed about where you're from, because it's a part of you, homie. What you should do is you should make the city and represent it in a prosperous manner. You should represent the city, and you should, real quick, don't go nowhere, guys. My bad. I'm back. All right, salute. But yeah, you should pave your own direction and actually make stuff around you look dope. You should do that and push that wave and be proud to be where you're from, because you can't change it. Acting like, this is the thing, acting like you're from somewhere else doesn't make you from somewhere else. Trying to ride other people's waves doesn't make you that. You have to have your own originality, bro. You have to have your own originality, homie. You got to have your own originality, because the only way you really actually get respect is if you push your wave and not follow the others' waves. That's the truth, homie. That's the truth. When it comes to an aspect of like the Box State, for me, I represent all of Box State. I don't pick and choose what I represent. That's why, like, you'll see the passion of the home teams. You'll see my music, artist. You'll see the artists that I love. If you don't love your backyard and you try to ride the waves of everybody else, what up, Big Ride? You'll never be original, and you'll never have your own identity. You're just going to live off of everybody else's identity. And I cashed out with music. I cashed out with a lot of people out here, because they don't really have it in their heart to ride their own waves. They're not pushing that aspect in a rightful manner, because they don't have identity. So they live off of other people's identity instead of making a wave that they created. And it's really a disappointment to a lot of things, because in the 90s and 80s, bro, we only had us. That's why that generation was so hard, because we didn't leech off of other people's stuff. We did us. We represented that Mile High City shit. We didn't leech off of other people's shit, bro. We didn't have to, because we were hard enough to make the shit crack out here and put that indent to other shit that we were doing. That's just the reality. That's why that generation is so hard, homie, because we had our own identity and we pushed our own lines in everything we did. And now I go around the city, bro, and I'm seeing foods that look just like other cities. Like your whole style's another city. Your whole sound and music's another city. Everything you do is another city, instead of painting your own aspect for your own city. You don't have it in your heart to make what you do hard, bro. That's why I never followed trends, homie. That's why I never followed trends in my life, because I'm not a follower, bro. I never followed trends. I never felt like I had to follow trends. I set trends, bro. And I got it in my mind enough to set the right trends, you know? And I'm glad that I was actually taught that shit because my cousins actually installed that shit, bro. We set our own trends. When it was, see, this is the thing. When it was not cool to be Mexicanos braided down, bro, Dickies down, project babies, having that real project lingo, homie, and everybody looked down upon that shit because now you see that shit everywhere because everybody made it so validated now. Now that's the thing of swag. But when I was growing up 90s, you better not have that shit unless you really actually ready to fight over your thing that you're pushing. It was not a trend at that time, bro. But my cousins set that trend. Rapo Trues, some of the first fools to breed braided down hard ass braids, just straight project out. They set that trend, homie. And now I see that everywhere. At that time, you better not go out the house, homie, and Chicano see that shit because you were bound to be called that you were a race trader. But at that time, everybody hated the Rapo Trues because they would do that shit, homie, and go to your hood and take your girl. Rapo Trues were known for that shit. Go to everybody's hood, take your girl, and then you have to live with them. Them wannabe black fools took our girl. Them East Side Mexican fools from the projects took our girl. You know? But they set the trend, and now that's a whole thing that everybody follows. That's crazy. Back in the day, like I said, we always talk about this in the 90s and 2000s, homie. The only hood and Mexicanos that actually use that lingo was East Side Mexicanos that use that lingo, even, you know what I'm saying, using the N-word or whatever, loc, cuz. That was only East Side project babies, bro. And now everybody using. Back in the day, like, no, the gente really didn't like that shit. They really didn't like that shit. My older uncles hated that shit when I was growing up. Now everybody uses that shit in music. But my whole point is, while I'm getting back to this shit, bro, is Denver's changed so much on me. I don't even recognize the box state half of the time because everybody wants to be something else. Everybody wants to be a part of something else instead of just being them. Just setting that aspect and setting their own identity, homie. Everybody wants to be another city and state. They want to see what they see on TV and then say, hey, this is what we do. This is who we are. And I just think that's kind of crazy, bro, because when I was growing up, the box state had their own shit. The box state had their own shit. And we were proud, homie. We were proud Denver natives, bro. I could go anywhere in the United States and say, I'm from East Side Denver, homie. I'm from East Side Denver, homie. And fools was like, oh, what? They got shit out there? Yeah, this is what we're pushing, bro. We do our own shit. We don't follow anybody's trends. And I made that shit hard. When I went to Chula Vista, Diego, all them fools was interested in what I was doing being from Denver because I pushed it in the rightful manner. Talked to OGs on the 8th Street in Chula Vista. And they were like, you're from Denver? You fools get down like that? Hell yeah, we have our own shit. Check it out. Came at fools respectfully because it's all about respect. But my whole point is that we set the trends and we made Denver hard, homie. All my Denver homies that grew up in that era made it hard. Park Hill fools that were from that era, Denver, East Side, North Side, South Side, G's, Montbello, Aurora, all the real Denver homies made that shit hard. And that's what we were known for, bro. It's setting our own trends, Mall High City babies. We only had each other. We only had the box state. We only had the Denver Metro, bro. And we had our own sounds. We had our own styles. We had our own neighborhoods, original blocks. And I miss that shit, homie. I miss that shit, you know? And that's what I got to say. I just wanted to tap in with all my Denver original homies, bro. Shout out to all you guys, the ones that paved the way. Because this is the thing, homie, and this is the last thing I'm going to the gym again with my wife. This is the last thing I'm going to say, homie. You have to know where you come from before you know where you're going, bro. And if you don't know the history and the blood, sweat, and tears from some of the original OGs that set the tones, you fools are lost, bro. If you don't respect the foundations that were paved for your neighborhoods, for your music, for the Denver Metro, you don't know where you're going. You're just a lost person following everything else people are trying to do. You know, I just I get a headache, homie. I respect all the OGs, homie. All the OGs that are not here, all the OGs that are dead, all the OGs that are still standing. Because if you're from that day and age, like the 90s and 80s and even early 2000s, there's a lot of fools that are not here. There's a lot of fools that are not here to this day because they lost their life to gang violence. But those were the original neighborhoods in that era was some of the bloodiest shit. And you'll never get that era back because you know why? That era is history. It's history. That era made waves across America. Them OGs that paved that way, it doesn't matter what neighborhood. Summer of Violence is, bro, them OGs in that era paved the way for everything. So how do you don't respect that? Them fools that were doing music in that era in Denver, how do you don't respect it? They paved the way for everything in the metro, homie. So, you know, that's all I got to say, man. Shout out to all the original bros. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody trying to change their life and setting their own tones, setting their own waves. Because y'all are the real motherfuckers that hold Denver down, homie. Y'all are the real fools that hold Denver down and ain't ashamed to represent Denver. Ain't ashamed to represent the Denver Metro, bro. And that's what I got to say, man. Mall high salute to all you guys. I'm about to go touch this gym. I just got off of work. See, I'm still putting in work. Success over everything, homie. Love all my riders, bro. All my Denver Metro homies. Everybody that represents the Box State. You guys all got my respect. Love all you fools, man. We make this shit. Box State business. Hey, tomorrow we're going to do a show, man. We're going to tap in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tap into the homie who ride. If you guys ain't subbed up to the homie, sub up to the homie right here, bro. Dummy Dodger. Dodging the dummies. We do a show every Wednesday, bro. You guys go sub him up. Y'all have a great night, man. My salute to all you riders. And to the next one, salute. Box State business. Let's go.